got a chair. Oh, look, I'm doing some workouts. Yeah. What are these called? Russian twists. Oh, yeah. What's up, guys? I got a fresh cup of coffee. I'm chilling. Is it a beautiful morning? I couldn't even tell. It's a pretty morning, right? Melissa? Oh, yeah. Y'all could probably barely hear Melissa. She's in the background. She's doing the production. So if you guys have any questions, I don't really have an agenda for this live feed. Really, this is just for us to hang out, have coffee. The boys are here in the warehouse. They're doing some stuff, doing some organizing. We have some big news I did want to announce, and then kind of want to get on my soapbox a little bit. Is that okay, producer?
Yeah, let's do it.
All right, so Melissa okayed me going on. Oh, look at that. Mr. My Chaotic Fishing is on. My boy Peter. If you don't know who Peter is, he used to be like the man guy at Indy RC World. He did all the race promotions. He did all the managing. Super cool dude. Now he has his own YouTube channel where he does fishing. He fishes everywhere, but he does a lot of fishing out of kayaks. Super cool. Kevin Stewart's on. I believe, Kevin, you're I think you're doing the 50, or you were doing the walking challenges, which are awesome. Good morning, guys. Yeah, I got to go on my soapbox. I don't know if I want to go this early. It's not a good idea to go on your soapbox before coffee. I have learned that. My really engaging, like drama-filled Facebook posts are always pre-coffee. So let me get this cup down real quick, and then we can start getting on my soapbox again. Maybe I won't even get on my soapbox after I have a cup of coffee. Got a whole bunch of people already joining. Appreciate it. Thanks for all the support, guys. So I have an idea. I got to tell Melissa, but I guess it's not really good for it's not a solidified idea, so I don't want to tell you guys yet. But I have a bunch to announce. What's up? Scarif Rogue One. Hello, MSM Pennsylvania Coffee. We need to go to the East Coast. You hear that, Melissa, when you go to the East Coast? No one can hear you. We're going to the West Coast first, which is one of our announcements. Bakersfield, California. Where is Bakersfield? I'm not. If you guys don't know, and Melissa makes fun of me all the time, I'm not good at geography or spelling. So, I don't know where Bakersfield is. Where is that in relation to like East LA? Because that's probably the area we're going to be at. East Coast. Here, come to Connecticut. I would love to go to Connecticut. North. Kind of on the grapevine going for LA. What does that mean? Between Los Angeles and Fresno. Okay, so Fresno is north. You need to come to the East Coast. Yes, Billy, I need to come to the East Coast. I gotta give a big shout out to Billy. Billy, I think I told you this, but he tore his MCL, ACL, basically every CL he has in his leg. He tore that thing whenever he was marshaling the car at a race. He's doing like a bunch of rehab, trying to recoup. He will eventually recover, but it's going to be outside of a year. Yeah, for marshaling a car. France! We got someone from France. Nice.
I think that's part of the advantage of doing it this time to get a lot of.
Oh, that's right. So we usually don't go live early, but we're going live early. Nah, I say we usually. We started going live. This is episode 4, I believe, of our coffee talk. And we get a different demographic, different group of people whenever we get on in the mornings. And honestly, my mind works a million miles an hour in the morning. So I'm more mentally acute in the morning. Actually, you could probably tell. Go back and watch some of my videos. Try to figure out if I record in the morning or in the afternoon. Because if I shoot a video in the morning, I'm super energetic, super happy. And then in the afternoon, I'm not really kind of lethargic, but not as gung-ho. But I work hardcore in the morning, and then wee hours of the morning or really, really late at night is when I'm like really grinding. Just ordered a TRX-6. Kevin Scott is the one. I saw there was a Kevin Stewart. That's why I got mixed up. I think Kevin Scott just ordered the 6x6 Mercedes clipless because of the walking challenge. Melissa's laughing at me because I'm really bad at names too. So I'm bad at names, geography, spelling. I'm good at numbers, really good at numbers, really good at programming, really good at figuring stuff out. Do you believe Brett? He said check it in from Napa, California. No, he's not. Oh, on the water. So chaotic fishing is actually on the water. Getting back to it, I have to tune in and say hi. Thanks, man. Peter, thanks for tuning in. Go catch some fish, man. I need to talk to you soon because there's a lot of ponds that I've been fishing at and I can't get a bite, but I see people catching stuff. I need some advice, bud. But yeah, so I did the 50 miles in May, 50 miles of hiking in May with an RC car. I didn't get to the 50. I got to 32 miles. I think I was a little over ambitious on the amount of miles. So we're doing 30 in June. I haven't even started yet, but we're gonna do a lot of hiking next few days, which is one of the announcements we're gonna make. And I'm just gonna go announce it now. We are actually heading out to the West Coast. We're probably gonna be on the road for almost 10 days, and just enjoying ourselves, visiting hobby shops. Honestly, this trip, I really want it to be kind of like a rebuild trip for me. When I say rebuild, I kind of just need I won't say I'm stressed because I don't feel stressed, but obviously I have a lot going on with everything going on with the channel and the races and stuff like that, and just MSM stuff in general. I really want to do like a technology detox where we don't really get on our phones a lot. I want to read. I just want to chill. I just want to chill, relax, read, and we're gonna do some camping. I will vlog. I will have that. I'll have a camera. I will vlog most of it because we're gonna be in some pretty cool places. And really, I'll just kind of vlog some of the things that are on my mind because whenever I go through a time where I kind of need some guidance and help, I actually went to YouTube. I actually go to YouTube whenever I do need that kind of help. So if I help one person out of everyone that I connect with on YouTube, it's worth it for me to do those type of vlogs. So I'm going to do some of those, but we are heading to California soon. We don't have exact dates because we're kind of doing it on the whim, but basically the week after next we'll be in that area. So if you have something going on in that area, I am gonna log into Bashmaps and figure out what's going on, where people hang out and where the groups are and stuff like that. So if you haven't downloaded already, go check out Bashmaps. I'm starting to put my stuff on there now. With that said, there are some things we want to improve, but the good thing is I actually talked to the development team and the owner. They're super cool. They're super open to feedback. If we find some stuff we want fixed or we want to give them feedback, they're open to hearing it. That's great. That means that we as an RC community can build whatever that social media platform is, which is Bashmaps, to however we like, which is freaking awesome. I think this is a huge opportunity for all of us as an RC community. But in order for that product to be really cool, we have to give them feedback. So they are very open to listening. Super cool group of guys. And yeah, hopefully we'll be doing more work with them in the future. But bashmaps.com, that's where you go download it, or you can just get it on the Google Store or the Apple Store. Is that what they call it, the Apple Store?
Or the Play Store.
The Play Store is what they call it on Google. How about whenever we get to 100 people, which I hope we get to 100 people, I go on my soapbox because I have some soapbox topics that I need to get off. Yeah, share. Let everyone know that we're live right now, just chilling, hanging out. Looks like in the town of Napa. Not sure exactly. We're visiting some friends. Okay, so he is. That moved back here. Nice. I need to make my way to sunny South Florida. Yeah, it's sunny and probably super hot and humid. Bill Goodman, man, I missed you at there he is. At the low, dude, I didn't read his comment. He literally said the same thing. Missed you at Lone Star Challenge. My level of FOMO was really, really high. I was so freaking busy. What was that weekend? That weekend was there was something that happened that weekend. It was like Memorial Day weekend or something, but it was a holiday weekend. And I'm just gonna shoot you guys straight. I am never ever going to pass up opportunities to hang out with my boys. They're 13 and 15, so the only way I will get out to a big race, and they want to do this, the only way I'll get out to a big race is if they come with me. So they couldn't come with me that race, so we didn't go. But it's just one of those things where I hope in a perfect world, they always want to hang out with me forever. I think that's going to be the way it goes. But I mean, that window of spending quality time with them is closing, unfortunately. I don't want to get too into it because it's kind of sad, and I don't want to miss out on that time. So if I do anything that's outside of like actual MSM recording and things like that, it's got to be with them. And I'll even put that stuff aside to hang out with them. I don't mind sacrificing. I wouldn't even say taking a step back because I'm not really taking a step back in my career, but I don't mind taking a hold, putting my personal growth on hold to be able to be with them, because that to me is more valuable than anything in the world. That's kind of a long answer on why I had FOMO, but at the same time I didn't. I played disc golf with them. We hung out. We had steaks one night. I mean, I can't ever miss out on that. So, yes, please smash the like button. Watching from Durant, Oklahoma. Don't tell me that. I'll meet you up there. I've actually been recognized at the casino several times. A couple of times by the slot attendants, and it's kind of really funny. I think I not really pissed one off, but I think I was accidentally rude to one because he came up and was like, "Holy crap, you're Mark Santa Maria." I said, "Yeah, hey, how's it going?" And then he said, "I just watched your video. I think at the time I did a video on the new clipless Mercedes 6x6." And I said, "Yeah, dude, this is kind of my time to really kind of unwind and not worry about RC stuff." And I think he took that as a go away, but that's not what I meant. I was really like, this is like, for me, back whenever I was working full time, RC was kind of my escape. Now I do RC all the time, which is freaking amazing, but I don't have like any type of like true escape. It's kind of the casino for me. Now, with that said, I only go maybe once, twice a month. I don't go that often, but it does it resets my mind. And this is like kind of gamblers talk, which is really sad. Oh, nice. Thank you, Blizzard's Garage. Actually, I met Blizzard's Garage at the RC Super Show, not this year, but last year. So I'm going to tell you a little bit of some gamblers mentality. You guys can make fun of this all you want, but essentially, if I go to the casino and I win, that's great, right? Like, yeah, I won. All right, got some extra money. That was fun. I had fun. I made money and I got all the comps. I ate for free, get free hotel rooms, whatever. That's great. But if I go to the casino and lose, I come home, I'm kind of like, I'm away home, like a little bent out of shape, but in my mind, I'm like mega motivated because you're kind of thinking, okay, I need to figure out a way to get that back, or I gotta, obviously gambling's not the way. Let's go hardcore at something else. And it's kind of weird, but it's kind of motivating if you lose. So that sounds bad, but it's a win-win for me whenever I go to the casino. That's like true gambler talk right there. Sorry about that, guys. So my dad likes to gamble too. That's the other excuse I use is my parents go gambling often. And the big joke between me and my dad is my dad will be like, I'll be like, "Hey, Dad, what are you doing?" He's like, thinking about going to the casino, just checking out what they're doing over there. Like, we don't know what's happening over there. Like, obviously we know what's going on. Nothing changes at the casino. People are out there gambling, but he acts like he just wants to just kind of stop by to see what's going on. So that's kind of me and my dad's inside joke whenever we want to go to the casino and don't have an excuse, and it's probably a bad idea. But anyways, sorry, little tangent on casinos. All right, so we've been in for 15 minutes. We're going to do a hard stop at an hour because I have to take Evan to work, and I haven't had lunch yet. And we've kind of started this late. I usually have lunch around 11. What time do you guys have lunch? What's the time that you guys have lunch? And that's good for me because I know because I always like to go live during lunch times. I always wanted to do that. I go to lunch at 11. Like, I usually have an early lunch, and then I'll have an early dinner, and then hopefully I don't eat anything after 7. Not saying that's what happens every day. That's kind of my goal. So I like to eat at like 11 and then 6 at night. And then after 7, I don't consume anything but water. Shawman says 11:30 is when he eats lunch. 12 to 1, that's probably the most typical time. Whenever I worked in the office, I used to like to eat lunch later because whenever you got back into the office, it was like you had 2 hours left. Basically, after you went lunch, it was all downhill from there. Lunch 2 o'clock. There you go. That's like.
We're central, so everybody's kind of like, right? Like,
yeah, that's right.
When we're in California, we eat at 11. We're hungry, starving by 10.
So Melissa was saying that we're central, so it's different. When we go to California, we'll be starving at 11. Brett eats at 11. Most people eat 11:30. 9:30. Who eats lunch at 9:30 a.m.? God. Lunch at 2. I mean, how can you tell me, Melissa, that I can't get confused with Kevin Scott and Kevin Stewart? They're coming in back to back. So if you work a 9 to 5 or an 8 to 4 and you go to lunch at 2, you come back from lunch at 3:30, you literally have an hour of work left. Like, talk about really, it's almost like ending your day at 2. That's actually not a bad idea. I just personally can't make it to 2 o'clock without eating. That's just me. Eric says 1.
Where are all the Kevins? Let's see all the Kevins in the chat.
And Melissa says she wants to see all the Kevins in the chat. I know we got 2 Kevins. All right. I got a box here that it's been sitting here forever. I got to show you this because this is actually pretty funny. So I went to the most recent video. This is that Triple Crown, which this is actually going to be a really good segue into my soapbox. Triple Crown RC Hobbies. This is what I gave away in a most recent video. I gave away this set. I haven't picked a winner yet. It's actually not going to be announced in the Sunday video. Maybe it'll be announced in the Sunday video. It might be announced in the Tuesday video. But those beadlocks are really cool. And then I have these beadlocks, which are the ones that I'm going to put on my TRX4. They're a lot heavier. They have brass in them. And then I have, hold on, I gotta get it. I bought 2, what? No, I'll never give away Milo. Melissa said I should put Milo up and say he's part of the giveaway. I bought 2 of these because I was like, I can't find these. I need these. These are the Hobby Wing program cards. Here's the crazy part. So I bought these. I was like, finally, I got myself a Hobby Wing program card. I totally forgot that I actually ordered 2 already, and they were just on. I just put them on back order. So they ended up showing up at my house. So now I went from not being able to find this stupid program card to literally having 4. It's pretty sad, huh? Oh, which one was the one? I already put the sticker on one of them. Wait, this one? Nope. So it comes with a blue sticker on it. See the blue program sticker on it? But it also comes with some other stickers if you have different types of ESCs. But one of them, I already put the red. Of course, it's the last one I checked. See, I already put the red for the Fusion SE. So I think it's not awful that I have this many. I mean, it is, but it's not awful that I have this many program boxes because depending on what Hobby Wing systems I have, I might need a different program tree on the bottom. So, yeah. It's kind of whack that I have so many program boxes now because I totally forgot. Gene says he eats lunch at 11. Need Traxxas to sell more kits? Maybe. Need those beadlocks, Mark. They're crazy looking. Yeah, they're super cool. These are, man, I like these a lot. These are the ones I'm keeping. The only problem with these, you hide my eyes, is there's a crap ton of screws. Nikhil? Yeah. Nikhil? Creighton 6S V6, version 6 BLX versus Sledge 6S in terms of durability. Choose one. That's tough, man. I mean, here's the thing. A truck on 6S jumping as high as you're going to jump these things, they're going to break no matter what. Both of them, I'll say they're a tie in durability. So the Sledge kind of wins a little bit because of wins this section, this portion, but it has an advantage because it has a lot more hop-ups and upgrades, like abilities. Like obviously Traxxas releases a whole bunch of hop-ups for their cars, so it's cool that you can customize a 6S Sledge. However, I personally, and Traxxas is going to be pissed when I say it, but I'm going to say it anyways, I personally think the brushless system in the Creighton 6S is better. I actually like the Spectrum brushless systems. They're programmable, so you can hook it up to a program card and change some of the settings. Mike Battelle, like we kind of toyed around with the idea of just running those in our actual race buggies. Mike Battelle actually TQ'd and won at, I believe, Silver State with a bone, like a stock. It's actually lower than a stock brushless system, Spectrum brush system, not censored. Like this, the brushless system isn't bad at all. So I like the power system of the Creighton 6S a little bit better. Durability, I'll say they're the same. I like the upgradability or hop-up options for the Sledge. I mean, yeah, you can't go wrong with either, but because the power system's a little bit more, a little stronger on the Creighton 6S, I mean, when I say a little bit strong, I mean it is. It's got a lot of power, and they geared it to the moon. The most recent update, they geared to the moon. You can do triple backflips with that thing, whereas a sledge, you can do double backflips on some jumps, but you kind of struggle. It doesn't rotate as fast. So when it comes to stunts, I think the Creighton 6S is going to edge it out a little bit. But you can't go wrong with either. I like driving both of them. Actually, I just picked up a Creighton 6S, what do they call the Super BLX edition? BLX, that's what they call it, right? Yeah, the one that comes with all the hop-ups. God dang it, I have one sitting right over there. I can't see the box. And I think I have one. EXB edition. I have an EXB edition that I need to open up. So I've been wanting to do some Creighton. I'm kind of backed up on content. Actually, speaking of, I need to get to recording, so we need to do this. So yeah, I like the Creighton. Now the big, obviously, I always go back to this. The biggest thing is, what does your local hobby shop support? That's the biggest thing. When I break a Creighton 6S, I have some parts. I stock some parts. But when I break something, I got to go looking for it. And sometimes, like where my hobby town is, it's like 30, 45 minutes away. So sometimes I have to kind of plan a day where I'm going to go out. It might be 2 or 3 days before I can get out there. It might actually be faster if I order it directly from Arma, or order it online. So for me, it's tough to fix my Creightons when I break them if I don't have the part. Whereas Traxxas, if I break it, I'm freaking 10 minutes down the street. And not only am I 10 minutes down the street, I bring my camera with me. Y'all like seeing that. It's good for content. It's actually good when I break Traxxas cars, so I take that in consideration. But everything equal, you can't go wrong with either. What do you guys think? Let's see in the chat. What do you guys think? Would you do a Creighton 6S or a Sledge 6S? If someone just do what?
Pin that.
Yeah, pin that. If you just had any choice, they said, all right, you choose. And we'll go with the newest, latest, and greatest, which I have the newest, latest, and greatest. It's actually all the way up there. Creighton 6S BLX or a Sledge. Which one would you choose? Love the show. Daniel says, love the show, by the way. It's helped me fight my depression by seeing how your passion for RC cars and how you enjoy yourself. Love you, bro. Hey, man, thank you so much. It means so much to me. Every time I see comments like that, it means so much to me to do what I'm doing. I take it very serious. I essentially, I feel like I am, like those comments right there, it's like I'm hope for a lot of people. And that's why I will likely never stop, because just helping a couple people, my friend Jamie, I did the same thing with him. He got he was going through depression, and he started going and doing RC. We ended up hanging out. Me and him still talk to this day. It means a lot. So Daniel, I'm glad I was able to help. Yeah, I love RC, guys. It is what it is. Brandon, my wife and son surprised me with a mini. Oh, nice. The mini XRT is awesome. Dude, that is so cool. He says they pulled it off while I was in the shop with them. The mini XRT, I think the mini XRT is so funny because it was almost like Traxxas heard me. Because whenever we had the Mini Max, I said, honestly, they should have made this with the VXL 3S. You still run on 2S, but with the VXL 3S, because the power systems, I like that power system better. And then they should have put TSM in it. And that's literally what they did, and they widened it. It's a good little rig. I probably need to do a build on one of those, because they released some Pro Response tires, or Response Pro tires. That'd be cool. So Creighton over. Most people are saying Creighton over Sledge. Blizzard says, I love my Sledge. You can't go wrong with either. Brett says Sledge. Brett has a Sledge. But Brett's in my area also. So for Brett, that was definitely, if he comes and asks me, which one should I get? 100% you get Sledge, because he lives close to Traxxas. Need to find some good places to bash and call in Sun 4. Seems like nothing is here unless you drive several hours away. Bashmaps. Seriously, that's literally why they created Bashmaps. So basically on Bashmaps, you can log a session, like a bashing session, and it actually puts a little mark on the map. Well, in the map feature, you can actually see all the spots that people have found, or all the sessions. You can actually see where everybody bashes, so long us as a community put stuff up there. Definitely go check it out, Bashmaps. That's what it's for. And I'm going to be using it whenever we go on a road trip. But It's free, completely free to use. They have an option where you can pay, and it's super cheap to get rid of the ads and stuff like that. And then you have other functionalities that you have access to whenever you pay. Obviously, I have a paid account because I want to be able to create groups and stuff, and that's what one of the things you have to do to create groups. So super cool app. I'm super stoked about it. You can put all your cars in your garage, which is really good. Whenever I first started out, I always had a problem with, I don't remember if I had this, I don't remember, but if you have all your cars in there, that would be really cool. Which, Melissa, by the way, I'm thinking about having Ethan put all my cars that I use in Bashmaps. So Ethan works for us. Ethan, my youngest one, he likes to work in the warehouse whenever he's not in school, and he's starting to taste like, oh, we can make money now. So he wants stuff to do around the warehouse. I might have him start uploading all my cars that I use all the time in Bashmaps so you guys can see my garage. Chris Cott said I bought a sledge because even if I order parts, it'll be here tomorrow. Yeah, seriously. Screet tacos. Screet. Scored a Los Bahari 2.0 on the marketplace, missing the transmitter and a few body panels for $60. Wow, really? All right, I gotta share this one. Oh, God, where's my phone? Yeah, I'm gonna go grab it because I want to. One of my buddies, he sent me a score that he scored on the marketplace, and I'm not gonna lie, I was actually really jealous of this one. I wasn't I was super happy for him, but it hurt a little bit. So I'm gonna show you guys what he scored. So he scored 3 DeWalt electric screwdrivers with batteries and charger for $120. Good God. He said, he literally messaged it to me and said, score of the year. I was like, dang, that might be the score of the year. That is an insane score. Any upgrade options? Any upgrade option parts for the ET48 2.2 for loose and rough tracks? Thanks in advance. For loose and rough tracks, the truck is actually really good. If you want to lock your truck down on a loose, rough track, if I'm going to a track where I feel like I'm really skatey, the best thing to do, besides tires are key. On a loose track, the best traction you're going to get is going to be with like a whole shot, like a small pin tire. They're not going to last as long, but that's going to be like my race pace tire. Or you can get something with a bigger lug, like a Blockade or something like a right now I've been using Vandals. It's like a medium-sized pin. Vandals, Buckshot, something like that. Those are good for loose rough tracks. But to really lock it down, lengthen the rear turnbuckle as wide as you possibly can. That will really lock down the rear end. And then take out some of the rear camber. So run maybe where I run like -2 to -3 in the rear. Maybe run -1 or 1.5 in the rear. And then make sure your front tires are perfectly straight up and down like a zero camber. You're going to feel a lot more traction for sure. Hope that helps, Brian. Miss you, man. I haven't seen you in a while. I know I haven't been on the East Coast, but hopefully I'll be out there soon. Keep RC Fun is on. That's my boy. Performance sledge, freestyle freestyle bashing the Arma. Seriously, that's a great point. And Keep RC Fun, he reviews cars also. I won't say who he is because I don't know if he wants to be known, but it's Keep RC Fun. You can go check out his Instagram and Facebook. He is on the West Coast. I hang out with him every time I go out to the RC Super Show, but he nails it. He nailed it right there. I think for bashing, I think the sledge is going to be, it rotates more. It's more just ballistic. Whereas if you want like a good solid truck, sledge is probably a little bit better. Ray John said, Super Baja Ray is a monster. I run a 6S and beat the brakes off of UDR. Really? The Mojave 6S is fast. All right, look. We're close to 100 viewers. I'm going to go ahead and get on my soapbox.
Oh, you said 100.
Fine, I'll wait. Make sure you get some people on here so I can go on my soapbox. Glad to see you venturing out to different crawlers. Oh my goodness, guys. I don't want to spoil it, but I finished a crawler yesterday and I absolutely love it. You can ask, they're
at 103 now.
We're at 103. You can ask, I was gonna say you can ask Melissa, but no joke. Like I rarely do this where I'm like mega excited about a car, but like when Melissa woke up this morning and she walked in the garage, I was like, Melissa, you got to see this car. I brought it to her. I was so excited about it. I'm not gonna spoil it. It's going to be on one of the next 2 vlogs. I don't know which way I'm going to release on those vlogs, but it will be revealed really soon. Probably, actually not even probably, my most favorite crawler as of right now, like if I go crawling, that's what I would take. I'm so excited about it. Yes, crawlers are a lot of fun. Okay, we're at 104. We are 30 minutes. Look, right at the halfway mark, 30 minutes in. We're at 104. I'm going to go on my soapbox. Yeah, actually, I need to. I actually might even take this part out and just post it on YouTube so everyone can hear this.
Can I make you larger then?
No, don't go. Nope. You just took me off. No one can see me. Oh my goodness. What is going on? Okay, there we go. Melissa said make me larger. Oh yeah, you want me to remove the background?
Yeah.
Oh, right here. Okay, there we go. All right, going on my soapbox. I have been doing hobby shop tours. I went up to OKC, did 4 tours up there. It sounds like I'm like going overseas to war. I did 4 tours in OKC. No, I did 4 hobby shop tours in OKC. We're going to be touring hobby shops in California. I enjoy touring hobby shops. You guys like watching. NERSA has been supporting with some of these hobby shop tours. They've been super cool. They enjoy them also. So I think it's good for the RC community for me to tour hobby shops. I got a comment the other day where someone had mentioned that one of the shops that I really like and I thought was awesome, they essentially, to paraphrase everything, they said it sucked and that their hobby shop has more stuff, more things in the hobby shop, more cars, and that the hobby shop that I toured wasn't very good. So here's where I completely disagree. The thing about a hobby shop is it's not about what's in the hobby shop and what it actually contains and what they sell, although that does help. It's about the connection the hobby shop makes with the people that go to it. Here's the analogy. It's like when you're looking for a partner. You can't have a partner that like looks really good and is really mean or you don't really connect with. Like that's not the partner you want. You want someone that you actually connect with. Just like a hobby shop. You want a hobby shop you connect with. It's all about the relationship the hobby shop has with its customers. The video that had that comment was when I went to Triple Crown RC Hobbies. They said that it didn't really have that much. Did it have the best inventory? No. But I had a connection as soon as I walked in that hobby shop. The owners were there. They were super nice. They just wanted to make sure we had fun. They wanted to make sure we were happy. They're doing it for the right reason. They want to share their enjoyment and their passion for the hobby. I spoke with the gentleman that owns the place. I'm not going to go into too much detail because it's his business between what me and him said. But essentially, he made a choice just like me to dedicate his life to sharing the passion for the hobby that he loves. He loves crawling. He loves drifting. And that's what he does. And whenever that happens, whenever you have an owner that's passionate about it, the customers feel that and the connection is made. And when I say, like, most of the time I can knock out a hobby shop tour in 1.5, 2 hours, or like 1.5, 2 hours, not that long. We stayed at that hobby shop for how long? 3, 4 hours? Yeah. We just, like, the vibe there was so welcoming and so much fun. I was able to kind of let loose, and it felt great there. That is what a hobby shop is about. It is not about how much inventory you have. Because I've also been to hobby shops that have crazy inventory, but you can tell it's corporate, turn cars, sell, 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 sell. That doesn't get a connection. All that is a resource for us to get parts and cars, which is great. But in order to keep people in the hobby, you have to connect. You have to have that passionate connection and share that passion. Building a community. Exactly. So with that said, hobby shops out there, connect with your employees, or not your employees. Yeah, connect with your employees for sure, but connect with your customers and build that connection with your customers because that's how you get them to come back. Is that a good enough soapbox?
Yeah.
Anyways, yeah, I had to get that out because my favorite hobby shops, the ones that sit in my mind all the time. The very first one I ever went to, BMI Hobbies, they closed down. They that was the hobby shop that I tell that story all the time, that they were closed. They were closing. I called them. I was 30 minutes away from the hobby shop. I called them when they were closing. The owner said, yeah, man, don't worry about it. We'll wait for you. Just come on out. When you get here, you get here. We'll open the shop up for you and you can get your part. Because whenever you want to finish something, you need a part. It's kind of frustrating, right? They waited. I got there. They weren't mad. They weren't all pissed off that they had to stay open. They were in there working on their RC cars, happy as can be. They let me in. They sold me the part. We chatted. Like, that was a connection. That is what planted the seed for me in the hobby. And the example that I use all the time is you got to be nice to everybody, because you never know when they might be hooked to the hobby, be in the hobby for 20 plus years, start a YouTube channel, have a decent following, and do it for a career. You never know when that happens, because that's exactly BMI Hobbies is what planted the seed. Obviously, I did a lot of vlog at Lone Star Hobbies whenever they were open. And, you know, I felt a connection there. I wanted to go up there all the time and just hang out. I felt connections at a lot of the hobby shops I've toured, but yeah, I think that's what it's all about. Seriously.
Well, this is what you meant. You said best. They do the best products. They do have the best products. They just have the biggest selection. That's what price.
Yes. Yeah, it's not about selection. It's about the good products. And someone had said, we need to do another mean comment video, by the way, Melissa.
We'll do it.
But someone had said Enjora is just rebranded. And I don't do anything with Enjora. Never talked to anyone with Enjora. Actually, I talked to one of their team drivers, but I don't have any type of agreement or anything. I'm just telling you guys because I'm being genuine. I mean, whether it's rebranded China stuff or not, there is no way you can beat the price. These bead locks that I'm getting, these were $29. $29. That is super cheap for a brass bead lock. Like the bead locks that I use on my favorite 10 scale bead locks, I think I bought for $30 bucks. High-end bead locks can go anywhere between $200 and like $400. And I'm getting bead locks that bring me that type of happiness for 30, 40 bucks. I don't care that it's rebranded at this point. It's about the amount of happiness and enjoyment that you get out of the products you purchase. And Enjora's killing it. So, oh, okay, man. All right. So I'm off my soapbox. Wait, there was another soapbox I was about to go on. Oh, yeah, about just connecting with the hobbies. So there's a few I want to mention. Obviously, Lone Star was one. And then I also want to point out the obvious is that these shops have closed. There is a balance, right? There is a balance between business and passion. That's the difficult part. And these hobby shops that are still open, they've figured that balance out. So, yeah, it's tough. It's like you either go into, and I hate to say, I don't want to generalize hobby town because hobby towns have different owners. There are some hobby towns that there are a better connection with their employees. One of the a couple of the hobby towns, actually, they're all kind of intermingled here in the Metroplex. But whenever I go into my hobby towns, they are super passionate about what they do. One of their managers, I'll even say his name, Greg, super cool guy. And you can tell he really loves sharing that joy of the hobby. He's always trying to do events and things like that. Like, not all hobby towns are the same, but I'm going to use hobby town as a general business here. Hobby town's kind of like the Walmart, right? Like, they're like the big mainstream hobby shop. You don't have a connection with Walmart, but you might have a connection with, you know, maybe your smaller grocery store where you know everyone's name. Like, you're going to go back there every time. And yeah, the question is that balance. You know, you still need to turn product, but you also want to connect. That's the hard part. And those are going to be your successful shops. So, Ken Scott, love Walmart. You know what? I'll say it. I don't like, I do everything I can in my power not to go to Walmart. I feel like the customer service has gone completely down. The thing that bothers me about Walmart, I can't believe I'm going on a Walmart's soapbox right now. The thing that bothers me about Walmart, at least my Walmart, they have someone that greets people at the door and they don't even smile. It's like they just look at you as you walk in. Like, dude, if you're gonna pay someone to greet people at the door, have that the big old, you know, chippery person that wants to meet people. Like, have that the person. Not the guy that just looks at you and just thinks that you're doing something wrong. Like, I feel like Walmart's customer services went completely down. It's strictly turn product, which it is what it is, right? Obviously, Walmart's super successful, so.
Now we're the cashier.
But yeah, now you're not the cashier. Oh, so I gotta share a Walmart story real quick because this was one of the last times I went to Walmart, because I will still go back to Walmart, but I'll go for like household things that I don't want to wait for to get off Amazon. But I had went to Walmart and I picked up like a storage bin and some other stuff to I don't know, it was like some other stuff, like 5 other things, right? So I go to self-checkout, right? Self-checkout, scan all my products. And I'm like, you know what? Instead of carry this, instead of roll this cart out, I'll just put all my stuff in this box, a storage bin I have, and then walk out. I think you probably already know where this is going. As I'm walking out, a worker stands right in front of me, doesn't let me go. And she goes, open the box. I said, okay. I open the box. As soon as I open the box, she looks at me right in my face like I did something wrong and wants to starts walking me towards security. And I'm like, I paid for these. And she goes, show me a receipt. Showed her receipt. I paid for them. And then she let me go. I'm like, dude, what the hell was that? What, you just assume I'm stealing? Like, you can't do that. Don't do that, especially if you're making people check themselves out. If you have a problem with that and you have fear with that, check people out. Have cashiers. But if I'm checking myself out and that's how I want to back it up, that's y'all's fault, not mine. Anyways, that was an impromptu soapbox.
And we didn't even go to Walmart that much.
Oh, that pissed me off so much. But yeah, other than that, I do shop at Costco a lot. I do think it's a little lame that they check. I'm sorry, this is truly MSM every day, not RC. I do think it's lame that they check receipts going out the door. I kind of understand why they do it. However, it's like if I was walking out and I'd be like, hey, I want to see my money in the register to make sure you still have it in the register. Like, I wouldn't do that. I already paid for the damn product. Let me go. If you need to worry about security, but don't take my time to check my receipt. That kind of annoys me. But again, I understand why they do it. They don't really have bags. There's no way for them to check. But it's such a bottleneck. And it's such a pain in the butt. So, whew, okay. Let's get off that. Let's go back to RC.
Well, this is a chat,
This is a chat. So let me make sure that I talked about all the stuff I needed to talk about today, because we have about 18 more minutes. I said I was going to do some wrenching. We're not going to do wrenching because, yeah. I have a lot of stuff to wrench on. I just don't want to wrench right now. I'm having fun. Leandra HRA asks, what are your thoughts on the Hobao? Is that how you pronounce it? Hobao? Hyper 7. I don't do anything with that brand. It's because I don't have any parts support for it. So everything I've seen, they're legit. They used to be a legit race company also. I'm sure their quality of their stuff is great. I just don't have any I don't have anyone that supports that, so if I break anything, I'm toast. Yes, guys, I'm calming down. I've vented about Walmart, I've vented about Costco, I've vented about people who think hobby shops are all about inventory, because they're not. Yeah. One thing I need to get off. Yeah, previously OFNA. Actually, the first race buggy I wanted, I don't remember which OFNA it was, but it had different color tires. It had like purple tires in the front, like yellow tires in there. I always thought that was really cool. But yeah. All right, so let me get another thing that I want to tell you guys off. Thank you for joining State of MSM. We are going to be on the road a lot the next month or so, probably right till the middle or end of July-ish. And yeah, we're going to sorry, I got some signals in the back. But yeah, probably middle to end of July. When we get back, we are going to be all hands on deck. I never do this because I still play with RC stuff. I might even record it. We're going to be all hands on deck and actually moving into our bigger location. This is huge, guys, because when we move to this bigger location, 100% for sure, we will open to the public. That will be our focus, is getting that location open to the public. I've already gotten all the stuff, everything worked out on this new location. So by the end of July, we will be out of this location and into our brand new, amazing location. I checked it out yesterday. Super excited. So right now, the issue with our location, not even an issue, I'm recording in the warehouse right now. It's cool in here because we have AC, but sometimes it takes a little bit to get it kind of going and get it to cool down. We have so much stuff. We were basically just kind of navigating. It's like a maze of boxes and stuff like that, and there's just stuff everywhere. We don't really have a place to put, like, I want to put a track in. I want to put a mini Z track in. I want to put a mini crawler course in. I also want to bring in more product. We're going to get some cool product, or at least we're working on it. We're working on procuring some really cool MSM stuff. So when we move to this new place, we'll open to the public, and my goal is to have it as an attraction, a place where you guys can come see all the cars that I have, because I have an amazing amount of cars, an insane amount of cars. You can pretty much see every car that's released in the past 5 years. No, I would say there's hobby shops that have more cars because they stock, obviously every color of every car. But I would say it would be very difficult to find the amount of hobby shops that carry the variety, not carry, but have the variety of RC cars that I have in this warehouse. So it's going to be kind of cool in regards to, you're just going to be able to see what, like, all the different cars. I want it to be an attraction. I want you to go hang out, do some crawling, do some racing, pick up some MSM merch, and then just have a good time, right? And then, oh yeah, Melissa will be hosting during the. We're not going to be open. We're not going to be open 7 days a week. That's not my plan. I don't see my future. I didn't see my future business on being something that I am basically tied to every day. I want to do this. I want to do RC stuff every day, but I don't want to be tied to the warehouse every day. So we're not going to be open 7 days a week. And because we won't be open 7 days a week, I don't know, we might, but we likely won't be carrying a lot. It's not going to be like a full-blown hobby shop. It's going to be an attraction place, but it's going to be called Area RC. It's huge. At the new warehouse, I have a dedicated recording room, which is actually really important because a lot of the stuff I record hasn't been released yet. So I can't have it out where the public can see. So it'll be behind closed doors, but you'll also be able to see other parts of the warehouse where I do record. We have dedicated offices for our creative team and the team and Lena, the people that help out, everyone behind the scenes at MSM that help out getting orders out. And there's so much that goes on, to like content planning, to event planning, to procurement, to shipping, that goes on behind the scenes at MSM that you guys don't see. They'll have a dedicated place, and then there's going to be just the open area is absolutely amazing. I'm so stoked about it. It's really cool. We have this cool, really, like, would you call it a vintage roll-up door? It's like it's a really, really nice garage door area where we can roll the garage door open. It's going to be nice and open. There'll be all different types of cool activities you can do. And yeah, hopefully it will. Melissa's going to do some classes there. I'm going to host some classes there. Whether it's going to be like RC car related classes. I also want to host some YouTube stuff. I get a lot of questions on becoming a YouTuber, like some of the things that you should do and some of the things you should look out for. Whenever I was getting started as a YouTuber, it would have been worth whatever amount. It would have been priceless to me to be able to pick the brain of another YouTuber. And I want to open that up to the public. So there's going to be a lot of things going out of there. Super excited about it. And yeah, hopefully you guys will come out. We don't have a target date on when we want to open, but we definitely want to open before the end of the year. So, and yeah, it's going to be so much fun. Imagine an RC drag trip. That'd be cool. I have a spot where we do RC drag racing already, which, by the way, the MSM True Street drag series is starting next week. I do plan on attending every race, but it's going to be awesome. We're going to have a lot of, basically we have more people involved in the organization. There's actually 3 race masters, including myself. I probably will just be running the computer and getting everything down there. We have some special merch. We're going to give the people that go to the MSM drag race dibs on the merch, but oh my God, I'm so excited. Melissa has done an amazing job at getting these designed, and the team has done an amazing job of getting this merch together. Super freaking cool. But that is starting next week, and it's a new format. It's not like a round robin bracket. It's a point series, and basically everyone will get the same amount of race time every night, and it's going to be a lot of fun. Super stoked. But we actually do that drag racing in my friend's parking lot at Foaling Warehouse DFW. We have permission to use it. Everyone leaves us alone. No one can run us out of there. They have bowling is actually really cool. If you want to take your family, they want to go inside and do some bowling stuff, they can. They have a bar, they have a restaurant, they got great bathrooms. Love the location. no reason for me to have a drag strip at my area if we can do it there. It's also more centrally located, whereas I'm more northern DFW area. But hopefully at this new place, it will be the stepping stone for a bigger picture thing that we want to do. And it will give us the ability to build that RC paradise. Meanwhile, this is going to be like a mini RC paradise. I'm super excited. And yeah, you guys come check it out. Moonlight Crawlers, we just recently had a Moonlight Crawler event. Super awesome event. I had a lot of fun because we did it at a place that was a little closer south, again, more centralized area. And then we had a paved trail, which I did that because I wasn't sure how muddy the trail would be. And it ended up being really fun. I think that it is fun going in the trails. Like Melissa likes going in the trails a little bit better, but I think it's fun just everyone getting together and being able to drive their RC cars. We should be hosting another one of those soon. You want to give me a estimate target month, Melissa? No? Okay, so we don't have a target month yet, but we'll have another one soon. And then other than that, we have a lot of big things coming. It's not going to be, I don't want to say business as usual, but we're changing things up and it's going to be fun and exciting. So yeah, Johnny Kimball says, come on, Mark, RC drag track. Yeah, that would be cool. I mean, like I said, we can use that track. We did practice in there the other day. It was fun. If I did a track, I would like an A-scale track eventually, but I want to build a track that's friendly for everyone to join or everyone to drive on. So sometimes a big A-scale track can be intimidating and difficult for the new guy to get on. I want it to be a little bit more welcoming. Not to say you can't make that welcoming. It's just, it is what it is. Are you on any other social media? Sorry, bad memory. I am on Facebook, Instagram, and Bashmaps. Bashmaps is going to be where I'm going to kind of go to for all my arts. So right now, before Bashmaps, I am on Facebook because that's my generation thing. I think that's like my demographic is Facebook. I'm on Facebook. I don't do a lot Instagram. I check Patreon all the time. And then obviously YouTube. Now with Bashmaps, we can just all go there. Some people don't like Facebook. Some people don't like Instagram. This is a platform built for RC people. And that's where I'm going. So I would make sure you get on Bashmaps. And there are some things that could be improved. But again, we as the RC community have a voice. I talk to those guys all the time. And just like whenever I get a lot of comments of people like, hey, tell Track. I have no say at Traxxas. I don't have meetings with Traxxas where we talk about things that people have talked about, what I recommend, nothing like that. We will 100% have that with Bashmaps. I talk to Bashmaps, the owners, the developers, and it's actually kind of my way of kind of still being plugged into the IT industry, which I really love because we talk about sprints and development cycles and things like that. And yeah, that's basically what that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to push everything to Bashmaps. So go check it out. I already created some groups on there. Some feedback that I have. Oh, yes. Bashmaps. Someone said, hey, Mark, is Bashmaps Canada as well as US based? Bashmaps is worldwide. Wherever you are in the world, Bashmaps there. There's actually already locations I've seen in Europe. Bashmaps is worldwide. It is not US based. Obviously, US is where they're based. So it's kind of like growing from the epicenter of Bashmaps, but it's worldwide. Go check it out. I think we might even have some people in the Philippines already on Bashmaps, which is awesome. But I mean, for example, like the groups, I love the group, like the group function. So I created groups for the drag race. I created a group for Moonlight Crawlers. Also created a group for the walking challenge. Now the way the group can chat is there's a chat for the group. However, I'm not getting notifications for that chat, so I have to go in there and log in. I'm actually gonna talk to them. Talk to them Tuesday. Hey, can you put like notifications for the groups? And that's the kind of connection we'll have with these guys, and it's awesome. They're also passionate about RC. They're hardcore into crawling, like above my head into crawling. So yeah, we have that voice, which is going to be nice. So we'll be able to make updates to make it better for the RC community, which is going to be awesome. So all right. We got about 5 minutes left. And let me see if I got everything here. Also, if you have some ideas of some places that I need to check out, I mean, I just need an excuse to go travel. I have fun. Oh, so this is a good question. I'm gonna click this one, Melissa, if you don't mind. Just download it, going for the year. Nice, awesome, Johnny. I appreciate it, bud. I'm sorry. Oh yeah, Johnny, you got to follow me. Johnny's my boy. He'll follow me on there. Someone asked. This is a good one. Did you ink a deal with KC-RC ramps yet? I have not. We've been talking back and forth. It's actually, we have someone working on that now. It's not dead, but I'll shoot you straight with the tariffs. It threw a huge wrench in that plan. And I'll use arbitrary numbers here, but like let's say my margin on our carrying a ramp, these are again arbitrary, these aren't true numbers. Let's say my margin on carrying a ramp is 20%. So if I sell it, I make 20%. Whenever the tariffs went to 20%, basically ate up my entire margin. I don't make any money on carrying it. So the question you have to ask yourself is, yeah, I have passion for the hobby, but do I want to invest this X amount of money into something that doesn't make any money? And that's a bad investment. So that's kind of where it was left off. We had some options of raising the price. Don't want to do that. I definitely don't want to do that. But the price of business is getting a little bit pricier. We're going back and forth. We're going to figure out a way to make it work, but that was kind of the hurdle with getting the KC-RC ramp. So that was for full transparency. Go part. Oh, I like this. Go partner set up U.S. production. Johnny says following now, sir. Appreciate it. So Bashmaps is a community app. So you have we put the more we put into it, the better that app gets. So make sure when you log in, you use it because it's pretty awesome.
And it's free.
And it's free. Yeah, seriously.
You don't have to pick up a trial.
It's not a trial. It's not like go sign up for free and then after 6 months they charge you. If you don't mind ads and you don't want to set up groups and you just want to use it to just see people's stuff and chat, totally free. I don't like ads personally. I pay for the adless YouTube. Whenever I watch on Melissa's account, I'm like, what is this? Ads will pop up. Oh, I'm sorry, I popped this up. Could you suggest which camera to use for shooting YouTube content? I can, and I believe I actually have it in all my videos on the main channel. I use an Osmo Pocket 3. I love that. I love that camera. It's just an awesome camera. I have the high-end vlogging cameras. Like I have my Canon R8. That entire rig setup is probably close to $2,000. And I use my Osmo Pocket 3. Now, my Osmo Pocket 3 is not super cheap. I think they're like $600-700, but they're still awesome. That's what I recommend. You can use a GoPro if you don't want to spend any money. You can just use your phone. So just make sure you get a good mic. All right, sorry. Is Bashmaps for Australia? Absolutely, Bashmaps is worldwide. Go download it. Start marking spots. Let your local community know about it, and then build it up. It is what we want it to be. I want to go to Maine so bad. I want to listen to me too. The irony is the reason why I want to go to Maine is probably a bad reason. I want to eat lobster rolls every day for every meal. I love lobster rolls. So obviously Maine is where a lot of the lobster comes from. I'm assuming, which might be a bad assumption, that lobster rolls are a little more affordable to eat for every meal up there. But I want some freaking lobster rolls, man. I want to go to Maine bad.
I want to go to
Arcadia Park? Acadia
Park?
Park. That sounds fun.
Beautiful.
Any way to strap down a GoPro program to an RC without it falling off? That is a great question, and I have not found a way. If you wonder why I don't do that much first-person view on my cars, is because every first-person view video that I shoot with a GoPro, it ends with the camera flying off. So, yeah, I don't have a good way. You can just like tape it, but I don't know. Abby Toys, Abby RC Toys. I want to give a special shout out to you. I see every single one of your comments. Thank you for watching all my videos. Thank you for the support. It means a lot. That's awesome. I think his name is Bobby Lefebvre. He also comes out on every one of my videos and comments. So thank you for that. Bill Goodman asks, What servo do I run in my X-Max? I have two. My XRT, I run that high-end, the expensive, upgraded Traxxas servo. I haven't had a problem with it yet. I believe it's a 600 series servo. It's blue. And then I think my most recent, actually the stand car, I put one of those in also. And then on my X-Max, I actually run a Traxxas 400 servo with the conversion, the standard servo conversion. The key to running a standard servo conversion on an X-Max is you have to, absolutely have to get that hot racing servo horn, because that hot racing servo horn plugs into a standard servo and then it extends to have the support and bearing on the other side of the servo horn. It is key. So hot racing servo horn, I have a video out there somewhere where I tagged it, but that's what I recommend if you run a standard servo on an X-Max. So other than that, let's see what else we got. For fifth scale servos, I was going to go Reese. Reese makes good servos. On one of my I have so many X-Max. It's actually kind of depressing. I need to drive them more. On one of mine, I have the 700 or the 600 ounce Nitro Pro servo. I haven't had that one fill yet. That's awesome. So we are at an hour. I got to run Evan to work. So just a quick reminder, the drag race that starts next week's Wednesday. Melissa will be there. We'll do the merch drop there, hopefully soon. That's going to be freaking awesome. And then Southern Showdown is in August. We're prepping for that. That's going to be at Oatsified, also known as Oatsfield, because that's what everyone's mind wants to see whenever they see Oatsified. That's in San Antonio. Super stoked about that. I am planning on reaching out to Alamo RC Hobbies. They got an amazing shop. Maybe I can do another shop tour there, do some stuff over there with them. I met George. He's the owner. I met him a long time ago, but we hung out in Vegas for NERSA. So big shout out to NERSA and George for that. And then also, I'm looking at my notes over here. Make sure you go sign up for Bashmaps. Working with those guys is great. And I think that it is, that's it, guys. I think that's going to be the social media for RC guys. So with that said, guys, thank you for joining. I still have some coffee left, but I had fun. We will be doing another live feed soon. And yeah, guys, motivated as can be, super happy. Hit the like button. Thank you, Blizzard Garage. And can make sure I don't even know what to say. We'll be in California in 2 weeks.
Yeah.
See you guys.